dear students, welcome to the second session on the chapter Corporate Correspondence. In the previous session, we have discussed about correspondence of the company secretary with the shareholders. In today's session, let's discuss about correspondence of the company secretary with other stakeholders, namely debenture holders, government department, statutory bodies, directors, public and customers, office and other staff members of the company. Let us take up all these one by one. Correspondence of the company secretary with the debenture holders will be mainly at the time of redemption of debentures. Redemption of debentures is the process whereby amount of debentures will be repaid to the debenture holders at the expiry of the fixed period for which the debentures are issued. When the board of directors take the decision to redeem those debentures on the expiry of the fixed period for which those debentures are issued, the company secretary will have to intimate the debenture holders that their debentures are being redeemed. Okay. For example, the company has issued the debenture for a period of 10 years. Once the 10 years gets completed, the debentures have to be redeemed by the company. So when the board of directors take the decision to redeem those debentures, the company secretary will have to intimate or inform the debenture holders about the same. The sample letter which intimates the debenture holders about the redemption is as follows. On the top, they are going to write the name of the company. In the next line, the address of the company. In the next line, on the right side, phone number. Left side, either website ID or the email ID. In the next line, the name and address of the debenture holders will be mentioned. Dear sir or madam, subject redemption of 15% debentures issued in April 2009. The body of the letter is, in the financial year 2009-10, our company had issued to the public 20,000 15% redeemable debentures of 150 each, which amounts to 30 lakh for a period of 10 years. As per the terms of issue, the period of the above stated debentures expires on 31st March 2019. The Board of Directors in the board meeting held on 2nd January 2019 has passed a resolution for the redemption of debentures. You are holding 115% redeemable debentures issued by our company which are maturing on 31st March 2019. You are requested to fill in the enclosed debenture redemption form and submit the same along with the original debenture certificate duly discharged to the company's office on or before 1st March 2019. On receiving the duly filled redemption form along with the debenture certificate, the crossed check for the amount due will be sent to you so as to reach you before 31st March 2019. Thanking you, yours faithfully. Name and signature of the company secretary. Place and date. Enclosure is blank printed debenture redemption form. This letter informs the debenture holders that debenture redemption form which is enclosed along with this letter shall be filled and sent to the company's office on or before so and so date along with the original debenture certificate. After the receipt of form and the original debenture certificate, the company shall send crossed check in the name of the debenture holder for the amount which is due on the debentures to reach the debenture holders on particular date. So this is regarding the correspondence of the company secretary with the debenture holders. Then let us take up the next one, that is correspondence with the government department and statutory bodies. A company secretary needs to communicate with the various government departments and statutory bodies for different purposes. It includes correspondence with the company law board, registrar of companies, institute of chartered accountants, institute of company secretaries, employment exchanges, commercial tax office, income tax department, banks, insurance companies, auditing firms, software service, outsourcing firm, etc. Whatever the communication the company secretary does with all these government departments and statutory bodies is called correspondence with the government department and statutory bodies. Let us see one sample letter with regard to the correspondence with the statutory bodies. So this is a sample letter which is sent by the company secretary to a particular chartered accountant firm for the appointment of that particular chartered accountant firm as a statutory auditor of the company. Let's see the content of this letter. In the to address, they will write the name of one chartered accountant and the address of the chartered accountant firm. In the next line, the date will be written, and dear sir, in the next line, subject will be written appointment of your firm as statutory auditor of our company. In the next line, the body of the letter is We, the board of directors of the above company, hereby inform you that your firm has been appointed as the statutory auditor of our company by virtue of board resolution dated so and so date. We also hereby inform you that your firm has been appointed as a statutory auditor for the period of 1/4/2013 to 31st March 2014 to conduct the audit for the financial year ending 31st March 2014. You are requested to please let us know your acceptance at the earliest possible. Thanking you, yours sincerely, signature and name of the company secretary. This is the correspondence which the company secretary has done with the chartered accountant firm for appointing their firm as the statutory auditor of the company. This is just one reason, but there could be several reasons for making the correspondence with the government departments and statutory bodies. Okay, then let us take up the next one, that is correspondence with the directors of the company. As you know that the company secretary is placed in the highest level of an organization's hierarchy, he will also have to communicate with the directors. But mostly the communication with the directors will be at the time of sending the appointment letter to the independent directors who are elected for board of directors. Then the next one is correspondence with the public and customers. Most of the time, the correspondence of the company secretary with the public will be at the time of issuing the shares to the public. Other than that, in other cases for other purposes, he does not directly make the communication with the public, but he will have to be in touch with them, and if they ask for any information, he needs to provide them. But he should also take care that no confidential information of the company is made available to any section of the public. So let's read what is given here. The secretary, being in the possession of all important information about the various aspects of the company, has to function as a medium of communication between the directors and general public and customers. Okay, he does not make the communication directly with the public, but if the board of directors want to communicate something to the public, then he will act as a medium of communication between the directors and general public and also the customers. Though the corporate secretary does not have to undertake the correspondence with the public or customers, he or she shall be in touch with them and provide the information that may be asked for. At the same time, he or she should take care that no confidential information of the company is revealed to the public. So this is the utmost care which the company secretary will have to take at the time of making correspondence with the public. Further, he or she should function as a licensed officer between the company and the outsiders and should discharge his or her duties in the best interest of the company. Company secretary should ensure that the first one, supply of necessary information to any public body or member as and when required by the Companies Act or other relevant laws, and the second one is company is not involved in any antisocial affair. Okay, so this is about making the correspondence with the public and customers. Then let's take up the last one, that is making the correspondence with the office and staff. Company secretary is a high profile administrative officer and executive head of the company. So he is the person who is responsible to look after the administrative affairs of the company. The company secretary is responsible for smooth functioning of the office work. He or she shall exercise on overall supervision of all clerical activities in the office. Legal and financial matters are under his direct control. The secretary is the key player of the whole corporate machinery. It is the duty of the secretary to see that all the departments are properly coordinated, controlled, and supervised, and therefore he needs to undertake three major works. The first one is supervise and coordinate the activities of various departments. The second one, act as a friend and guide to the staff and ensure equal opportunities for all. And the third one, handle all queries and complaints of the staff members. Okay, so in the conclusion, we can understand that the secretary is generally recognized as the head of the office of the company, and he has to control over all the departments such as shares, record and filing, accounts and statistics. He has to ensure that the office works with the maximum efficiency. He has to supervise various activities of the office, and he has to also coordinate with activities of different departments. In order to get the best out of the staff, he has to do overall duty to select, organize and guide the personnel, that is employees of the organization. This requires that he should devote particular attention to the terms and condition of their service and also maintain personal contact with the individual members of the staff. So this is regarding the second chapter, that is corporate correspondence. Let us take up the third chapter in the next session. Thank you for watching.